Hi all, this is Dr. Sage Breslin and this is Wisdom Wednesdays. I spend a lot of time talking about toxic narcissism, covert narcissism, narcissists in general, and even sometimes refer to them as soul suckers, because in reality, that is what they are. The reason I do that, especially when I post materials, articles, videos on professional sites, is not to out leaders who are struggling emotionally. Not that that would be bad or wrong, but in order to point out that, the impact of toxic narcissism isn't just in intimate relationships. There are certainly millions, if not more, of toxic bosses and toxic leaders and C-suite professionals. And, there's a slightly different twist to it when it happens in the workplace than when it happens in your home. Not a lot different, but there is a slightly different twist. So maybe we could dive into that a little bit today. So when you have a narcissist in a leadership role, they can be visionary. They can be, svengalis. They can feel so charming and passionate about what they do and what they're saying that team members want desperately actually to please them and to be part of their team and to do well and be recognized as a successful member of the team. Now, that's kind of the best part of a narcissist in a leadership position. Unfortunately, if you have somebody like that in an ongoing leadership role, what will happen to subordinates is that eventually the shine will wear off. So you take a job, you find your boss is just amazing and driven and probably, type A, and engages you to work long hours and to work very hard, but you're so excited by the mission that you do it. You work your ass off and you get big praise. You might get promotions or raises or bonuses or win, special events or prizes. And very likely in the beginning, your boss is going to talk you up to the other members of the team. Maybe in a way that is purportedly to motivate them, but might even shame them a little bit because you're so good. Eventually, though, you're going to get exhausted. And you're not going to be able to keep up with the charade that you're inhuman, that you are, a bot, that you can just keep pulling all that off, late hours and never resting and never taking a vacation. I mean, that's not human, right? Eventually that has to stop and you have to recharge. And it's why we have a work week and a weekend, right? It's so we can recharge and refuel. And when you can't do that, you begin to make, mistakes because we get fuzzy when we're exhausted. And the mistakes could be very, very small, but a narcissistic boss will flog you with them and will probably publicly shame or humiliate you. You will be looked over for the next promotion. It'll go to somebody who doesn't even deserve it, by the way, just to make a point of you, just to bend you back into position, just to make you more malleable. And if that doesn't work, the punishment can grow and can make the workplace a hostile workplace and make it really impossible to do the job that honestly you're very good at, because you emotionally will not be able to function after a while. You'll try, You'll tell your friends, no, you're gonna get that next promotion. You're not gonna be looked over again. You're gonna get back on the horse. But eventually you will die on the vine, and you'll either be fired, or you will resign, or you'll be demoted. And none of those things are good, right? So when you look at how that works in intimate relationships, they're really, really similar, right? So initially it's all fun and beautiful and sexy and new and fresh and super intense. And then you get tired, and somehow you're going to be guilty of not keeping up. And eventually he will stray. And if you catch him or you confront him, he's going to point out that you couldn't keep up. So think about it in the workplace, right? It's the same kind of stuff that happens. It's just not sexual. And maybe sometimes it is, but, it doesn't even have to be sexual. It can be just that process of where you are living for another person's truth, on another person's boundaries or lack thereof, another person's protocol, another person's elements. And when you can't keep up with what is not your story, not your truth, you're going to be blamed for it and punished eventually for it. So there is reason, if you are working for a narcissist, to really evaluate what you're doing. Really evaluate if this is the one true job for you. Really evaluate if this is working for you. Evaluate how you are managing to stay in that role, and if it is having negative impacts on you and on your whole being, because my guess is it is. This is Dr. Sage Breslin, and my wisdom for the day is slow down, take a breath, and evaluate your health and your happiness on the job. And make changes if you need to. Thanks so much. Have a great day or evening wherever you are.